Hey guys, I am so happy that you are here today for this video, and I hope you are loving the market experience that you are having right here. In case we haven't had a chance to meet yet, my name is Ashley Alderson, and I'm the founder at the Boutique Hub. The Boutique Hub is the central connection point for all boutique owners of all types around the world to find every piece of information, every tool, every wholesale brand, every connection, live conference, virtual conference, and experience they could need to grow their business. We want to hear what you need so that we can provide it with ease. And a big piece of what we do at the Boutique Hub for that reason is education. So we see what's happening daily in the lives of thousands of boutique owners from around the world. And we sit down and say, how could we make your life easier with this tip or this strategy or this training, or what's working now for some so that we can share it with others. So today I'm so excited to bring you on this journey with me, and we're going to deep dive today into secrets of successful boutique owners, because we're blessed to work with thousands of them every single day. And I'm going to take it even a step further, and we're going to take it 2020 edition and talk about secrets of successful boutique owners, the holiday edition. Because 2020, as you guys know, is unlike any other year we've ever faced in history. And our holiday sales may just be the same. So I'm going to take a second, I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to get into this training. I hope you have a notebook, because we're going to talk about lots of things that I think you're going to want to remember for later. So let me share my screen, and we're going to get going, you guys. All right, let's talk about it. Secrets of successful boutique owners, including holiday strategy. Now, inside of 2020, I feel like there's really two camps of people that I see inside of our industry right now. Those who are crushing it, that have found a way to make lemonade out of lemons. They've had to pivot. They've had to connect with their customer in a brand new way. The pandemic brought on a level of authenticity and has built relationships with customers that really couldn't happen without what's going on in 2020. There are some boutique owners this year having record-setting numbers, and it's pretty amazing to watch. But there's also a huge other flip side of what's happening inside of our industry, and we're just going to call that a dumpster fire. Because for some of us, getting noticed inside of 2020 and finding growth and keeping traction, it may not be happening. It may be that 2020 is a struggle, because not only are you juggling a business, I know many of you are also working parents. You're juggling virtual school. You're juggling being home more than you ever have had to be in your life. You're juggling taking care of loved ones. There's so many reasons why businesses ebb and flow. And one thing, for those of you who have been in business for any amount of time know, it's that business will always ebb and flow. So what may be a high today may be a low tomorrow, but it's important that we recognize the value of both of those sides of the coin and see opportunity in each so that we have a clear direction to move forward. So today, being mindful of both camps of where we all are inside of 2020, I just want to do this. I want to bring you tons of value so that you have a clear jumping off point to start the holiday season strong with all of the secrets successful boutique owners and experts inside of our industry know to be true. All right. Plus, of course, we're going to have some fun, because that's kind of how we roll, right? And if you catch a random, like, Griswold quote happening inside of this presentation today, it's totally normal. I think part of my pastime, my biggest hobby, is funny movie quotes. And Clark Griswold happens to be my favorite. And how can we get through the holidays without talking about the Griswolds? So let's go here. One of the most common struggles I see inside of our industry is really the history of what Black Friday was and how Black Friday came to be. So in history, Black Friday was the meaning that most retailers were actually running in the red all year long, until they came to Black Friday, which was finally the day their books became positive because of the rush of the holiday season, and they began to operate with profitability throughout the end of the year. All of their money was made in the fourth quarter, hence they were in the black in Black Friday. And as I hear that history, I really want to ebb on what is happening to so many boutique owners today, and that is that they bust their butts all year long. They get to the end of the year, they get to Black Friday, they get to all of the holiday season, and they have given away the farm in blanket sales. They may have the biggest sales on record, they may have gross sales numbers that are through the roof, but when it really gets down to it, there is no profit and there's no peace. They have hustled their way to stress and through stress through the season, and they have given away all of their profit with increased payroll costs and increased overstock, only to mark down everything and keep zero profit. That's a huge mistake that I see every single year. It's so common. So my goal today is this. It's for you to not only be profitable, but for your season to be peaceful. Really two things that are so important. Again, if we haven't had a chance to meet yet, my name's Ashley. I'm a mom of 3. I'm a wife. I'm a marketing expert. I'm a Packers fan. Woo! Go Pack, go. And my closet staple is a leather jacket. And so, like you, I understand the balance of both operating a busy business and having time for yourself and your family at home, which is the reason we got into this business in the first place, right? We got into boutique world because we wanted freedom and we wanted flexibility and we wanted to be able to make our own schedules and have the sky is the limit in terms of profit. But we have to be smart about how we're going to operate everything in our business in order to make that happen. So that's what we're going to jump into right now. What you're going to learn in the next couple of minutes, a few minutes, get your notebooks out, is how to plan your assortment, how to plan your promotions, how to plan your marketing, and how to set boundaries, because you can't do it all if you want to have profit and peace at the end of the season. So there are 4 critical areas of holiday prep that no matter when you're coming into this, no matter when you are watching this video, you're going to be able to pick up and keep running moving forward through the holiday season. So the first is this, it's assortment planning. And this is really where holiday prep starts before you ever market anything on social media. It's making sure that you have the right inventory on hand. So I want to start with what are the 4 buckets that we commonly use when buying, especially in the holiday season, because those do ebb and flow a little bit throughout the year. The first is your margin builders. Now, number 1 during this season, as you are thinking about what sales and promotions you're going to run, and we're going to cover that in just a minute, we have to consider what is our margin going to be at the end of the day. It is so common, you guys, for all business owner types, not just boutique owners, but brands and makers and creatives to say, I'm going to just run a 30% off sale. And in doing that, when we put everything in the store on sale, we're selling the diamonds and the dirt. We're selling the old and the new. And what do you think our customers are going to gravitate towards first? It's the new. It's the brand new chunky sweater that we just got in and they want to buy it at 30% off, not at full price, right? And you're still left over with the overstock and the markdown items that you had to begin with. So we have to be really smart as we're thinking about where we're going to place a sale or a promotion. And again, we're going to talk about that in detail in just a minute. But we also have to make sure we have the right margin builders on hand. So what are the items that we can buy low and sell high, right? The items that are the closeouts, the deals, the off-price items. A couple of examples maybe, if you have great reps that you love with whatever company, I'm just going to say shoes, we'll talk about Corky's or Mia shoes. And if you have a great relationship with that rep, it's easy enough to get on the phone with that rep and say, hey, John, we've bought a ton with you this year. What kind of closeouts do you have? What kind of specials? What kind of overstock? What do you have that I can move in my store for Black Friday? And granted, every year this conversation happens earlier and earlier because as boutique owners know this is an opportunity, these pieces of overstock from brands go faster and faster. But talk to your brands, talk to your reps, understand what they have that you could pick up and sell at a markdown and still maintain some major profit. Some other opportunities outside of just your reps to grab margin builders would be the Off-Price Show, offpriceshow.com. Immediate Resource is a great partner of ours at the Boutique Hub. They're housed in Dallas. It's a huge warehouse of overstock. And again, your vendors are such a good opportunity to find overstock. So where can we buy pieces that are going to be doorbusters and things that we can mark down right away? The second bucket that we think about when it comes to assortment is what are our bread and butter items. What are the things that day in and day out continue to show up on our bestseller reports that we know our customers are always looking for? And if you're not someone that digs into your data a whole lot, this is a really great reason to dig into your data. It's to look at those bestseller reports, those waitlist reports if you're on Comments Sold, or what people are searching on your site if you're on Shopify. And it's to see, where is my money coming in most often? Where am I gaining the greatest amount of margin and the best turn rate with some of these pieces in my store? A lot of times this is our staple pieces, right? Our basics, our undergarments, casual tops. Think about who is your customer and what is she really coming to you for? What are you known for? You may be a Western boutique from Texas that always has an amazing selection of turquoise. that you're known for. You might be someone that's really known for shoes and great fall booties. You're someone that might be known for a huge selection of denim. But what is your staple going to be? What is your bread and butter going to be? And where is the money made the best, the fastest, the most reliable inside of your business? So bread and butter items, planning those pieces out in our assortment plan. And then next is upsells. And this is huge during the fourth quarter. So what are we going to put into our upsell bucket? This is gifts, accessories, beauty, home decor. You may, if you're a brick and mortar store, have a lot of upsells on the regular, right? You probably have a cash wrap that is like Old Navy, where you've got to like snake through the line to get to your cash wrap, and you've got all the little pieces you can't say no to. You know, the beauty blenders and the socks and the lip gloss and the mixology and all the things, right? Or you may be an online store who often doesn't have a lot of upsells. You just stick to your core pieces because they turn best for you online. Wherever you are, this is definitely the season to think about upsells, because this is where our gift category comes in. So what is our customer shopping for? Who is she shopping for? And how can we put that into a gift bundle that makes sense for her? So I think about what are the collections we're going to push? What are the gift guides that we're going to create? And what products complement what our ideal customer is already buying, so that we can get her to buy more and buy more often. Now, the last bucket that we're going to pull from here is trend pieces. And no matter where you are, your risk tolerance for trend is probably slightly different. I'm from the Midwest. Our risk tolerance for trend is slightly lower than the rest of the country, right? We take safe bets a lot longer than people, say, on the West Coast or the East Coast do. So what is that like for your store? And that's really how you gauge how much trend we're going to bring in at any time of the year, but specifically during the fourth quarter. And what trend pieces are our customers buying right now? So if your customer is the young college student that's going home for the holidays, she's going to see her friends for the first time in a while, she's going to want trend. If you are someone that, again, is on the coast and there may be, it is 2020, so who knows what's going to happen with holiday parties, but there's probably going to be more holiday parties. Those people are going to want trend. Or if you're someone who sells to mainly stay-at-home moms in the Midwest, working moms that are home more often, you may have a lower, again, trend risk tolerance, because that customer wants something that's more casual and comfortable at home. So think about that as you're adjusting the percentage of trend that you're going to bring in this time of year. Now, once we think about those 4 buckets that we're going to buy from, now we kind of go into this question that we have to ask, and that is, what is my customer buying right now? What does she need? Because the reason people shop you versus a big box store is that you think ahead and you can serve your customer and make suggestions in a new way. She trusts your suggestions, right? If she goes to a big box store, she's left to go pick and pull things from a rack. Whereas if she comes to you, you're like, Sarah, listen, I know that you're a busy mom and you want to be comfortable but cute on Christmas morning because someone's going to snap a picture and you can't be looking like a hot mess. I've got the best idea for you, right? She comes to you because you think ahead. You are a style educator. That's the difference between a boutique and a big box store. So as you're asking yourself that question, what does my customer need right now? It may fall into some of these buckets, and that's our buying category checklist on this side of the screen. So a couple of key staples we know we're going to be buying into, and that is loungewear, holiday party outfits. Hopefully we get some kind of holiday party. Holiday casual, again, she doesn't want to look like a hot mess with the family staying in the guest bedroom, right? Old Ellen from Christmas Vacation. She's going to need stocking stuffers because everybody sells stocking stuffers this time of year. Bundles. If you are someone who is big into the bundle game, and this is for both brick and mortar and online stores, what can we piece into bundles? If you've worked with me in the past, if you've been a part of the Boutique Hub, you know I am huge about selling to men in the holidays. And I have a whole strategy wrapped around this. So if you're going to be selling to men, you have to have bundles that can put your pieces into 3 different price points that you can market to the men on your list. Next is winter trend. So this is obvious, leggings and chunky knit sweaters and, like comfortable socks, all of those things, hats, gloves, outerwear. Decor. Decor can be candles. It could be little sayings for your desktop. It could be a number of things. This is a great time of year for gift items and decor. Beauty. Beauty is a huge piece for stocking stuffers. It's a huge piece for upsells and bundles as well. That could be lip glosses or actual makeup or body care items, right? Perfumes, scents, lotions, all the things. And then finally, actual gift pieces. So this is you pre-thinking out, what is my gift guide going to look like this time of year? So gifts for mom, gifts for college students, gifts for teachers, friends, men, kids, new mom, busy mom. Who's your customer? How is she shopping for herself? And then how is she shopping for other people? So combined with these 4 buckets of buying and then our buying checklist, which is specific to the fourth quarter, should be able to give you a pretty good roadmap along with your open to buy to think about where you're going to make investments for the best return this fourth quarter season. And then the last piece I want to give you in terms of assortment planning is you're going to get all these pieces in, right? But all these POs. And what are we going to do with them when they come in? And we're going to talk about marketing in just a minute. I'm going to give you kind of some secret sauce, which I call our content sanity checklist, our content sanity method and checklist. And this is 6 key pieces of content that boutique owners share each and every week across all social channels. And one of those pieces is collections. Because like I said, you're a style educator, right? You're not just a big box store. So what collections are we going to maximize this season? That's the gift guides that we talked about, those gift guide categories. But then also think about what's Nordstrom doing and Gap and Old Navy, Revolve, right? Zara, H&M. How are they breaking collections down into the menu on their website? I think that's always a great piece of recon that we can do in our own e-commerce store and also in our storefront as we're merchandising our storefront and thinking about how to put those merchandised vignettes together. All right, the second key piece of holiday prep is promotions planning. And you guys, this is the thing here. If you are tuning out my voice up until this point, please take notes on this because this is the number one mistake I see retailers of all types make during this season, and that is they give away the farm with a blanket sale. They get tired and they're like, you know what, 20% off store-wide, 30% off store-wide, and everything goes in this big old blanket sale, and they're still left with the crap they couldn't get rid of to begin with. Huge mistake. So this year, I want you to think strategically about how you're going to do this. And again, this is something I have a whole strategy wrapped around, but for today, I'm going to give you this little piece of it, right? So you can get your head wrapped around it. So what is the difference between a sale and a promotion? So a sale is something that gives direct financial benefit to the consumer. So yes, you get traffic, but you're giving away the traffic in order to do so. You're giving to get, right? And it is a direct markdown on your bottom line and on your margin at the end of the day. Whereas a promotion is entertainment, connection, it's bonuses, it's emotional benefit. It's going to tie you and your customer closer together with an emotional connection more than just a financial one. So this is things like hosting an ugly sweater holiday party and everyone that participates gets some sort of discount, whether that's online or off. You could do it either way. It's giveaways, food, drink, doorbusters, specials, pull an ornament off the tree at checkout, pull out of the bowl at checkout, spin the wheel for a discount at checkout. Gift with purchase, tons of other things, but it's a perk, right? It's a reason people want to shop with you more than just / take this number off at checkout, which everyone, including big box stores, does. So when we can strategically place promotions into our marketing calendar, and we can pre-calculate if I run BOGO on a certain category in my store, I know that I can run it with a certain percentage of BOGO, whether that's 25% off, 50% off, or buy one, get one free, and still maintain a level of margin. It allows us to pick and choose where we really want to offer sales, right, or bonuses, but then have an experience that brings everyone in to see the rest of what you have to offer. They come for one thing, but they leave with many more. That's really the difference between a sale and a promotion. And again, our goal here is to keep the highest possible amount of margin while driving the greatest amount of traffic. And promotions have a great way of driving traffic. So where is it this holiday season where we can really start to lean into the experience of our promotion versus the markdown of a sale? Now, again, there's a lot of juice behind all of this, but I'm going to kind of give you this high-level piece, and that is there's 4 main types of promotions and sales if you want to take this further as you're planning your promotions calendar. And the first is an actual price reduction, a sale, right? And this, again, is not going to be a blanket. I know you're not going to do that to yourself. You don't want the stress, but you're going to maybe pick a key category in your business that you're going to offer a sale on. So that's $1 off, a percentage off, you name it. It's a markdown. It's a price reduction. The second category is bonuses. And bonuses are things that reward customers for the initial action that they're taking. So this is like a buy more, save more, or a BOGO type event. It's a perk, right? Then there's brand builders. And brand builders are really what keep customers loyal to you. They're the things that keep them coming back again and again for more. This is gifts with purchase, loyalty, VIP promotions for your best customers. If you guys do like a VIP night out, anything like that, those again build your brand, and you're rewarding people who take action often. They buy more with your brand. And then the fourth bucket is experiences. And under experiences, these are the things that actually build value, relationship, they create emotion, right? They're collaborations with other brands and vendors or boutiques or stores down the street. They're demonstrations of how to tie a blanket scarf for the holiday season, or how to, I'm just trying to even think, Christmas jammies, right? How to create the best Christmas jammy experience. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to be just how to wear a product that you're selling, but how to have an experience with the product that you're selling, right? And then it creates entertainment as well. So I always go back to this saying, you guys, and that is that people don't remember what they bought from you, but they remember how you made them feel. And I think a huge component to promotions and marketing is, how are you making your customer feel? I think about gifts that I've gotten throughout the year. It wasn't about the gift. It was about the experience I had getting the gift or giving the gift. It was the smells and the sights and the sounds and who I was there with, and all those pieces that are emotion-based, not just what the item was or what I did or didn't spend on that item. So as you're thinking about your promotions, these are really 4 good buckets to start to pull some of those promotions from. All right, strategy number 3 for your holiday prep, and this can be an animal if you don't get ahead of this one early. So I want to walk through holiday marketing and working your calendar. I don't know what kind of accent that was. Working your calendar backwards. All right, this is where every great piece of marketing strategy starts. So whether that's a good old-fashioned wall-hanging calendar that you have, or a desk calendar that you have, or if you're big into Google calendars, or we're big into the Boutique Boss Planner. If you guys don't have a Boutique Boss Planner, we use that and use the monthly layout, and we work that backwards because it has everything boutique owners need in it. But what you do is you take the month view layout for the next however long you have until the holiday season, right? Depending on how early or late you're catching this piece of training. So we take it and we start by circling the biggest dates first. So where are our holidays, our actual holidays, plus Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Giving Tuesday, all those. Then we lay in what big events we're going to have. So if you have a ladies' night out, or a Scrooge night, or a VIP night for your customer, or whether you're having some kind of huge online event, if you're an online-only business, we map those out next. Then we follow up by laying out our promotions and our campaigns. So we know that, for example, whatever the USPS shipping date cutoff is going to be, and I've got that listed on here too. So if we know we can't ship anything, I'm just going to throw the date out because I'm not even sure what it is off the top of my head. I'll say it's December, I was going to say 15th, but Lord, it's 2020 and shipping is off the rails right now. So it may be December 10th. Whatever the date is, we have that scheduled. So we know that our campaign strategy after December 10th is gift cards, right? So I've got gift card week laid out on my calendar. So whatever other campaigns we know we really have to push at key times, those are laid out on the calendar. Now we're going to work backwards from there, and we're going to go, all right, if I'm going to host an event on this date or a campaign on this date, all my pre-marketing has to be done on these dates a week ahead of time. So if we're going to mail out postcards or send out emails or send out texts or create a Facebook event so that we can invite people, or run Facebook ads to an opt-in page to get people to a landing page, all of that's going to be laid out. And then finally, the sprinkling on top from that core marketing strategy is our social media. And where do we need certain social media graphics or the Facebook ads, again, that we're going to run, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever it is that you do, that comes in last. And if I'm being honest here, a lot of boutique owners, I think, work this completely backwards. They start with, oh crap, what am I going to post on social media today? I forgot that I have this event coming up in whatever time, and so I'm going to slap something together. When really, if we worked all of this backwards, it falls into place pretty easily and allows us to really be prepared and put the peace into the holiday season, which is so important. All right, then this really comes before social, but I've got it listed last on this list for whatever reason. And that is laying in what photo shoots need to happen, because we all want gorgeous photography and imagery over the holiday season. And also into that, like leaning into that January, new you, best year yet, new opportunity, the dumpster fire is finally over, like whatever it's going to be for you, leaning into that marketing and photography as well. So you don't get to December 26th and go, oh crap, January is in a couple of days and I have nothing prepared for that. So photo shoots, and then also, this is such a huge piece of it, overlaying key delivery dates. And again, I know the life cycle of who knows when X amount of product is going to come in. We've all battled that. But if you can try to map out what you know may be coming in at certain times so that we have those photography sessions planned and that marketing plan, that's going to make your life so much easier at the end of the day. And then for those of you who have a team, I think this is really important. We're going to talk about team strategy in just a minute, but this might be you. 9 months out of the year, you do all of this, right? Because I think there's value in the boutique owner being the creative visionary for the business. But because peace is so important this time of year and eliminating overwhelm, this is really the time of year to start training someone to be at least a content manager. They may not have the creative juices that you have. They may not have graphic design skills. They may not know what POs are happening. But if someone can at least own the calendar that you've created and make sure that the pieces are coming in and they're being put in your Google Drive or your Slack or wherever it is you're organizing all of your content, someone just owning that and directing traffic can take a huge weight off of your shoulders. Because if that's on you, that's a lot of pressure, and that's enough to keep you up at night. It is for me, because I do all the content management for our team, and it's a lot. And this is the next thing that's going to come off of my plate too. But even if you can start small and someone is managing little pieces of this on your team, it's going to save you a ton of headache down the road. All right, second piece of holiday planning. Once we know our overall strategy, we know when we're going to be pushing sales. We know what the calls to action. We know in our live videos, right? Our weekly live sales, we know when they're coming. Now the strategy is this. How do we keep people engaged in the meantime? Because if we think about how does our Facebook algorithm work? How does our Instagram algorithm work? How does our TikTok algorithm work? Whatever it is, it goes by keyword. For every profile that you have on these social media sites, there's a shadow profile that highlights what you click on, what words you engage with, what accounts you engage with, what likes you have, what dislikes you have, right? The algorithm is a computer that says if then, right? If I like this then. And their game is to make money. And it's to make money off of your social engagement and time spent on the platform. That's true for all of us. And if you guys have watched the Netflix documentary on this, if you haven't watched it, please do. It's frightening, but also enlightening at the same time, because we're all in marketing as business owners. So if Facebook and Instagram reward people for spending more time because they can show more ads, they can sell more product, how do you as a business owner maximize on that in terms of keeping your customer engaged more often? So that when it is time for the push, when it is time for the ask and the call to action, that they're there and they're engaging with you. And the keyword strategy is your Facebook shadow profile is recognizing the keywords you're using and the keywords your customer's using, and they're showing you to your customer more often when there is overlap in that type of engagement. So this is a really big reason why in 2020, some of you are like, woo, like this girl that was on the slide at the beginning of the slideshow, like the celebrating one. You're having a good year because when the pandemic started, you hustled with cooking shows and workout shows and what to wear from quarantine straight from your kitchen table and virtual tutoring tips and like all the crazy things we all were experiencing for the very first time in our lives. And your engagement went through the roof. And when that happened, your sales started to follow. So the same is true during the holidays. Things that I think are amazing to run engagement with are recipe threads and contests, Christmas morning photos, Hanukkah family traditions, this or that polls, This or that, like, do you open presents on Christmas Eve? Do you open presents on Christmas morning? Do you love Elf more? Or do you love the Griswolds more? We could go back and forth all day. What's your favorite pie? Is it chocolate or is it apple? You name it. What are your favorite Christmas songs? What are your favorite holiday movies? Host an ugly sweater party. Host a cookie decorating contest. Ask about personal gift ideas. Heck, if you're wondering what do I put on a gift guide, ask your customers, what are they going to buy for their mom? What are they going to buy for their sister? What are they going to buy for their teacher? What's the best gift they've ever gotten? Do the recon work and then build gift guides from there. That's a holiday engagement strategy. And I'm telling you what, if you're a Boutique Hub member, you're in luck because we built an entire engagement library around this very thing. So it was like done for you, ideas, graphics, tips, all the things in one spot so that you guys can capitalize on them, because this is such a huge piece of your strategy. All right, finally, the fourth piece here, and this is critical, you guys, because we cannot do it all, right? What daily habits do you have now that help you the most, and which ones hurt you the most in terms of setting the boundaries? And what are the boundaries going to be that you set this holiday season? What are the things you're willing to do and the things you're not willing to do? What are the experiences you're willing to sacrifice and the ones you're not willing to sacrifice? If you have a family, I know this becomes very personal to you as a business owner, because there's times when you have late nights at the warehouse and you're shipping like crazy. And there's times that you have late night on the storefront because you have customers coming in at the last minute to buy gifts. So at what point is that you, and at what point have you asked for enough help, for adequate help to cover all of the needs this time of year? And to me, this conversation flows into a much deeper conversation that I've been having a lot lately. Honestly, for the entire last year, this has been a big theme for me. And that is, are you a CEO or are you an entrepreneur? And there's a difference. And it's not good or bad. It's just a difference, right? We all start as entrepreneurs. We all start with the hustle and the grind and the DIY, and I'm going to save the money, right? I'm going to get through my to-do list. I'm going to celebrate the task that I got done. I'm going to leverage money to make more money. Making money matters. I value hustle, right? I attack it one day at a time and see what's going to come tomorrow. And I will work because this work is my identity. That's an entrepreneur. Whereas you go down the entrepreneur path, and I feel like sometimes you reach a point and you're like, there might be an easier way to do this. This is a novel idea. There might be an easier way to do it. And that is where being a CEO really comes into play. And a CEO says, I'm going to build a system. I'm going to build a process. I'm going to build a team. The CEO asks the question, am I being the bottleneck of my business? Is there an easier way to get this done? So time becomes more important than money to the CEO. And the CEO values ease, has clear boundaries, right? Knows where or where not to step in. They use time blocking. They know their KPIs and how to see where there is a return on their investment. And they have both a long-term growth strategy, but also they know the exit strategy. They know they cannot do this forever, right? There is a place we're building to, and then what happens, right? So at this point, I really want you to think and ask yourself this question. Are you going to be the CEO, or are you going to be the entrepreneur this holiday season? Are you going to be the hustler and the person that it all falls on her shoulders or his shoulders? Or are you going to be the person who delegates and asks for more help? So when it comes to setting boundaries, what is your personal boundary going to be for this season? What can you outsource? Let's start here. Sales team, shipping, hanging, tagging, steaming, shipping, unboxing, product uploads, restocking supplies and running errands, clienteling, Pinterest, emails, photography, all the things. So sometimes the time of year is so busy that simple things like changing a light bulb becomes a big task, right? You have so many things happening. There's so many things on your plate. Just taking time to go, oh, that light bulb's turned out. What do I do now, right? There has to be somebody that you can ask that is going to come in and help you get those things done, right? How can you hire? How can you outsource? Now, the second side, the flip side to that is, what are your goals going to be this season? Because I think when you set boundaries, it's easier to say to your team, hey, here's the mission, right? Here's what we're aiming at, because it empowers them to work to that level without you just keeping that vision in your head and saying, do this task, do this task, do this task, right? Does that make sense? It's like micromanaging versus empowering. So when you set goals together as a team, a couple things that we look at would be, obviously our daily sales goal. And we're going to change that when it comes to special events and things that we're hosting. We know our daily sales goal isn't going to be even across the season because we've got Black Friday, Pink Friday, which is happening this year, and other opportunities for events that we're going to host online or in store. We have our average order value, which is a huge one this time of year, and you can base rewards for your team based on average order value, UPT, biggest fish, biggest checkout, right? Whatever you want to base those key numbers on, those are going to impact your profit margin at the end of the day. Upsells, we could talk about number of upsells that happened. Again, that kind of goes into the biggest fish, like the biggest order I processed today. Emails collected, text collected, or email marketing check-ins, or marketing check-ins, not email marketing check-ins. So all different ways we can measure growth and empower our team to make it happen this season. Another great way that we could do that is if we think about hourly sales for those of you that have brick and mortars, and think about sales per hour. If you set a goal, it's easy to say, okay, whoever was working during these hours, if the goal is met, all of your names go into a drawing for some huge prize at the end of the season. And now this is going to go on day after day, right? Week after week, whatever time frame you want to work this in. And for every hour that the goal is met, all those employees, their name goes in the drawing. So think about how hard they're going to work together as a team to make sure their name gets in for that drawing. So a couple of ways to empower your team so that you as a leader have an opportunity to step back for a second this time of year and direct some of the pieces versus being the one that's doing it all. All right, you guys. So 4 biggest areas we've got to look at this holiday season. And I hope you're not overwhelmed with that. I hope you're inspired and excited with that. Looking at what is our assortment going to be? What is our marketing going to be? What is our sale versus promotion going to be? And what is the boundary going to be that we set for ourselves? So I want to give you this piece of homework. I want to give you this challenge because you're going to hear me say this again in a minute. 1 hour of action is worth 1,000 hours of motivation. We can all be motivated. That's BS. Very few people actually take the action on being motivated. So what's the biggest takeaway you had and what will you implement? I challenge you to message me on Instagram. You can either message the Boutique Hub on Instagram or me personally. I love to video chat on Instagram. It's AJ Alderson. And again, my name's Ashley, if we haven't met yet. Or ashley@theboutiquehub.com is my email. But I do want to hear from you, and I want to hear what you're implementing. And if you're cool with this, I want to make one last offer to you as well. And that is, if you liked what you heard today and you're like, Ashley, can you please tell me more? Because we have so many tips and strategies that I can't fit into an hour. We have an entire program dedicated just to holiday marketing, and it's called the Holiday Marketing Masterclass. And inside the Masterclass, again, our goal is to help you find more profit and more peace throughout the entire holiday season. So we cover everything from the 9 main events to run during the holiday season, e-commerce mastery and how to create e-commerce holiday landing pages, how to increase your in-store or online revenue with proper email follow-up, how to plan out the entire marketing season, 4 marketing weapons you need to make every promotion a success, and how to train your staff for the perfect sales process right now. And inside of the Holiday Marketing Masterclass, we also add tons of extras, like our holiday engagement library, like I mentioned, all the graphics and things that we have, a sample wish list, which we build in type form, our retail equations guide, our team meeting guide, an event planning guide, our holiday email marketing funnel, and our holiday hashtags, over 100 hashtags that are perfect to use during the holidays. There's tons of things. It's holidaymarketingmasterclass.com if you guys are interested and want to learn more. But whatever you do next, I just invite you to do something, to take action. As you're going through these notes, I know your notes may be many. So what I think works best for me, and I hope works best for you, is I go through and I always circle the things I want to remember. And then I come back and I star the things that I'm going to take action on. And then from there, I make a prioritized to-do list of what in order of importance can I realistically accomplish. So circle the things you're going to remember, star the things you're going to take action on, and then start with a prioritized to-do list of where you need to start all of your holiday marketing for the rest of 2020. So you guys, it has been such a pleasure to spend some time with you. I hope if you have some success from what you learned today and you implement something you learned today, let me know anytime. I am here to see you win. Our mission at the Boutique Hub is to change the lives of boutique owners and retailers and our entire retail industry. So if I can ever be of service to you, let me know. But happy to meet you. Happy to be here. Thanks for joining me today, you guys.